Each nation has taken numerous actions in an effort to compete for air power. For instance, the United States has launched tens of thousands of satellites under the Starlink program to occupy a wide range of extraterrestrial locations. And China's progress in the aircraft industry is unafraid to keep up. China has now been able to end the monopoly of American spacecraft. Even American specialists believed it was impossible when China initially revealed the spaceplane, but it took more than 10 years for China to create and successfully test a new spaceplane. So how did China overtake American spacecraft for the first place? What part does China play in it? If you want to learn more about it, then make sure to stay tuned until the end. Hey guys, welcome to another exciting video. Today we'll be discussing China's new spaceplane and how it has baffled US scientists and has gotten Elon Musk's attention. But before we begin, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and make sure to hit that bell icon to make sure to never miss any videos from us. That said, let's have a closer look. One of China's most reliable rockets, the Long March 2F, launched a secret spacecraft recently from a spaceport in the Gobi Desert. In a brief article about the launch published by China's state-run Xinhua News Service, the government provided little details about the reusable test spacecraft other than to imply that it'll remain in orbit for a period of time and conduct technical testing for reusable and in-orbit services. China has served as the launch location twice for the experimental X-37B spacecraft for the US Space Force. It has happened twice now. Although it is much smaller, less than 10 meters in length, than NASA's Space Shuttle, this unmanned X-37B has a similar appearance. An item around the size of a conventional refrigerator can fit in the car's cargo space. China will launch its first spacecraft in September 2020. After a brief flight, it touched down at a runway of Lopnur, a dry salt lake bed in western China 2 days later. The current voyage, which took off on August 4th, has remained in the air for 5 days already, more than double the duration of the initial test flight. According to journalist Andrew Jones, who mainly focuses on the Chinese space program, the spacecraft is currently in a far more eccentric orbit that is 346 kilometers by 593 kilometers in size and inclined at 50 degrees above the equator. Elon Musk is now paying attention to this new spacecraft from China, and everyone is aware that Elon Musk has the capability to claim whatever he sets his eyes on. Tesla CEO Elon Musk has once more shown his admiration for China. Musk was responding to a tweet celebrating the 100th anniversary of the founding of the Chinese Communist Party. The CEO of Tesla described China's economic growth as amazing. Musk tweeted that China's economic progress is absolutely astounding, especially in infrastructure. I invite guests to drop by and see for themselves. The CEO of Tesla forecast in March that China might overtake the United States as its most important market. What's this new spacecraft doing over there? Of course, there are things in secret space. Since 2010, the X-37B has taken flight 6 times, but we still don't know what the US Space Force is using it for. The US craft likely performs a range of tasks, including acting as an in-orbit testbed for developing new monitoring sensors, despite the fact that military officials have never provided a full public description of how it operates. The Space Force is the owner of 2 X-37B vehicles, and even their inaugural flights were longer than 200 days. During its most recent journey, which was launched in May 2020, the X-37B set endurance records. There have been 813 days and counting since the launch of the current mission. Given what the rest of the world has shown, there's no reason to question China's expertise on the aircraft industry. Here's what China is planning to do in space in the next 5 years. Any communist nation must have central planning, notwithstanding the history of its inconsistent results. Everywhere in the government, bureaucrats are periodically entrusted with creating objectives and benchmarks for their particular area of responsibility as part of that planning. The China National Space Agency, or CNSA, published one of these on January 28th. The present plans for further space exploration build on the achievements of the earlier programs. Despite being lengthy, the document still provides a relatively high-level summary of the objectives of the organization. They're focusing on making their rocket launches more environmentally friendly, enhancing their global positioning system, collaborating with Russia to explore the moon, maintaining and expanding the Chang'e space station, looking to the underlying technology for a Mars sample return mission, and forming an international alliance to construct a research station on the moon, among other things. China's main rocket, the Long March, should experience environmental improvement over the next 5 years. becoming pollution-free soon. The white paper states that CNSA also intends to create a new fleet of rockets to meet the increasing need for frequent launches. This would contain reusable components and re-entry capable upper stages. Any global positioning system is launched above the atmosphere, and CNSA intends to significantly enhance this capability during the next 5 years. CNSA's response to GPS consists of satellites for environmental monitoring and remote sensing. The 5-year plan includes enhancing positioning precision and establishing communications relays, but with plans to deploy the Sunshine Telescope in the next 5 years, with performance roughly comparable to Hubble's, pure scientific satellites won't be left behind. The pursuit of science will not be restricted to outer space. With changes 6, 7, and 8 under development and scheduled to launch within the next 5 years, China will have plenty of opportunities to explore the moon in the future. CNSA intends to perform another lunar return sample mission with some assistance from Russia and conduct studies on the lunar polar regions by hopping around them. In the upcoming years, CNSA and Russia intend to jointly develop a wide range of lunar capabilities as part of the Sino-Russian Joint Data Center for Lunar and Deep Space Exploration. However, it might work independently on other scientific projects, including the Chang'e Space Station's ongoing expansion. China's determination to continue and improve its capability to explore the Red Planet is quite clearly outlined in the white paper. CNSA intends to expand deep space communications and build the underlying technology for a sample return mission as part of its 5-year strategy to increase its infrastructure's capacity to support missions near Mars. Although it is unlikely to launch in the next 5 years, even then it might be in a contest with NASA's Mars Sample Return mission to be the first to bring material back from Mars. Despite any suggestions for a second space race, CNSA also emphasized the significance of working together with other nations as part of an international effort to make improvements, such as constructing a research based on the moon. The white paper devotes an entire section to international cooperation and emphasizes the necessity of global governance as a foundation for ongoing national space exploration endeavors. Any more investment in space exploration by China or any other government will likely be welcomed by the scientific community because it should increase our understanding as a species regardless of who's exploring. Not only will there be a lot more scientific data available if CNSA implements its most recent 5-year plan successfully, but the agency will also be in good position to push even further toward the stars in the following 5 years. What do you guys think is the purpose or mission of this new space plane of China's? Is it something to do with the extraterrestrials? Or did China and Elon Musk have partnered up with this new plane? Let's know your thoughts in the comment section. If you enjoyed the video, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more such amazing content.